Charlie Munger, the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, just held a Q&A that, as always, was packed full of interesting opinions. At the ripe age of 99, with peanut brittle and Diet Coke in hand, he came ready to share his unfiltered thoughts.
I think the people that oppose my position are idiots. Sometimes I call it crypto crappo, and sometimes I call it crypto shit. It's asinine. It isn't even slightly stupid. It's massively stupid. Worthless. It's no good. It's crazy. What I call the crypto shit.
Munger covered many topics in this event, but today I'm going to share just 2 sections. Here, he brings up very good arguments against some of the top stocks we discuss on the channel, specifically semiconductor stocks like Intel and media companies like Disney. His points are issues I have grown to become more concerned about. Throughout the video, I'll provide full clips of Munger and respond with my thoughts. Let's roll the intro. My name is Zach, and you should leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. First, let's focus on the semiconductor industry. Here, Munger brings up a key economic reality that is vital to understand about the manufacturing business.
The semiconductor industry is a very peculiar industry. In the semiconductor industry, you have to take all the money you've made, and with each new generation of chips, you throw in all the money you previously made. So it's compulsory reinvestment of everything if you want to stay in the game. Naturally, I hate a business like that. At Berkshire, we like a whole lot of surplus money to come in that we can do something else with. And of course, now, if you're enough ahead of it, like Taiwan Semiconductor is, that may be a good buy at these prices. It's not at all clear to me that they're not going to succeed mightily. But it's a difficult. It's a business with enormous promise for the big winner, but it's a difficult business in requiring everybody to keep increasing the bets on and on with all the money. It's not perfect, that semiconductor business.
What Charlie Munger is describing in this clip is the rapidly increasing cost of creating new chip fabrication plants. Constant investment is required for chip manufacturers. In most cases, if they can't keep up with the latest and greatest technology, then they will lose out on business. This principle is outlined in Rock's Law, which is considered the economic flip side of Moore's Law. Moore's Law, as many of you know, states that the number of transistors in a dense integrated circuit doubles roughly every 2 years. Rock's Law states that the cost of a semiconductor chip fabrication plant doubles every 4 years. As Munger mentioned, he hates businesses that require this constant level of reinvestment to retain relevance. He outlines this reasoning in the following clip.
We tend to prefer the business which drowns in cash. It just makes so much money that one of the main principles of owning it is you have all this cash coming in. There are other businesses like the construction equipment business of my old friend John Anderson. And he used to say about his business, you work hard all year, and at the end of the year, there's your profit sitting in the yard. There was never any cash, just more used construction equipment. We tend to hate businesses like that.
It's a lot easier to understand a business that's mailing you a check every month.
Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett prefer businesses where the cash just keeps piling up. In this scenario, they are able to reward shareholders, invest in growth, or acquire new businesses. That is a key principle in the compounding machine that is Berkshire Hathaway. Companies like Intel and TSMC require massive investment just to retain their competitive position. The flip side of that is that overall demand for semiconductors continues to grow rapidly long term. So this investment has proved to be financially sound as long as you can capture market share. In 2022, I bought some Intel stock as the company saw a near 50% decline in stock price. The reasoning for this was a combination of low valuation, high dividend yield, large market share, and the potential to grow a third-party foundry business similar to TSMC. However, Intel is facing large risks and has lost manufacturing supremacy to TSMC over the past decade. Intel's new CEO, Pat Gelsinger, is planning to regain gain this process leadership, but only time will tell if it's successful. Munger gives his thoughts on Intel and the competitive outlook here.
Remember when Intel owned the world? Intel was once the Taiwan semiconductor business of the world.
Yeah.
They invented the damn business, and they dominated it for decades. It's not clear to me that Intel's going to have a very decent semiconductor business getting as far behind as they are now. My answer is it's not so damn foolproof as it looked.
Even with the incentives to build plants here in the United States, like Intel is doing in Ohio?
Well, of course, that will really help, but they're borrowing the money. There's no indication the government is going to forgive the loans or something. It's not a field where I feel I have a lot of expertise. What the hell do I know about semiconductors? But I do think Taiwan Semiconductor is the strongest semiconductor company on earth. So I am a big admirer of what they've achieved. It's just incredible of what they've achieved. And by the way, it may be a wonderful investment. The fact that I don't like it because I'm an old man and I don't like learning new tricks, that doesn't mean it isn't right for some younger person that understands it better than I do.
Intel and TSMC will be dueling it out over the next few decades for manufacturing leadership. One thing is for sure, whoever is the largest manufacturer will certainly have a great business on their hands. Personally, I still have a lot more to learn about the semiconductor industry. The rise of fabless companies like AMD, Nvidia, Broadcom, and Qualcomm are very interesting. I'll do a few more videos about these in the future. Comment below if you want to see a Broadcom stock review video. The second topic that I want to share from Munger's Q&A is about the media business, specifically Disney. Once again, I own Disney stock and am bullish on their high-quality brands, theme parks, and transition to digital direct-to-consumer services. However, there is no question that Disney's legacy businesses are facing massive disruption. Here are Munger's thoughts on that situation.
Practically every business that Disney has gotten tougher than it used to be. Again, welcome to human life. Think of how Disney once owned the world. Lion King was running a long run on the theater district of New York. They went from triumph to triumph, marching. All of a sudden, on practically every front, it's more difficult. This is what happens. Imagine Kodak, which totally dominated photography in the world. And they invented this new technology. Kodak wiped out its common shareholders.
You think Disney's headed down the same path, or you think that they'll be able to pivot? I mean, I know you followed the company closely.
I think Disney has a lot of assets in it, but it's unpleasant to have something. How would you like running the sports ESPN now at Disney compared to its heyday? It's going to be way harder for them.
The stock's up this year.
Movies look to me like it's going to be a bloodbath too. So it's not a bit easy. And it was easy. In the heyday of ESPN, Disney made nothing but money out of ESPN. It was a total gold mine.
What about other movie businesses? I'm thinking of Paramount, which is a huge holding that Berkshire now owns. Recent.
I live within a few blocks of Paramount Studios. And I don't even know anybody at Paramount. I have avoided the movies like the plague as an investor all my life. I've never made an investment in a movie business in any way, shape, manner, or form. It always gives me the will it was. I don't like the unions. I don't like the crazy agents. I don't like the goddamn crazy lawyers. I don't like the crazy movie stars. I don't like the people who sell dope to the musicians. I mean, everything about it is not my culture. It's always been very hard for the people who put up the money. It may be a very good place to make a living as an actor or a writer or something or a musician, but it's a hard place to make money if you're an investor.
The traditional media and entertainment business is facing massive disruption. The continued decline of the cable TV bundle will eat into their profits and overall distribution. It's not clear how many of the companies will make the digital transition while retaining positive economics. The internet revolution has changed the playing field. Netflix, YouTube, social media, and the rise of independent creators has changed everything. Many legacy media companies will be forced to restructure, be sold for intellectual property, or merged with other players. shareholders. It's my opinion that Disney is the best positioned of all the traditional companies. Their iconic brands and evergreen stories give them a massive competitive advantage. They leverage this across their monetization flywheel with consumer products, licensing, and integration into their own theme parks. The popularity and size of their top brands is unrivaled. On top of this, the launch of their digital streaming services have been a massive success compared to rivals. That said, they are still not profitable on Disney Plus, and there's a long way to go. However, Munger is still correct about Disney. Everything is much harder than it used to be. The moat on their linear television business is eroding around us. The cash cow of ESPN, which still rakes in profits, has an obvious long-term decline associated with cable TV. The growth of digital platforms like ESPN Plus will be needed to counteract that trend. It's possible, but hard, not easy. Obviously, Disney would have rather kept their near distribution monopoly. The same applies to ABC News and their entire linear television slate. All of this is way worse than it used to be. Even general entertainment has become far less effective with the rise of streaming competitors and social media content like YouTube. Returning CEO Bob Iger said they are now focusing more on differentiated branded content and investing less in general entertainment. He even floated the idea of selling Hulu, which is not that bad of an idea. As Munger mentioned, the movie business is becoming more difficult too. However, Disney still has the best movie business. Of the top 10 highest grossing films of all time, Disney owns the IP of 8 of them. Their new Avatar movie just hit $2.2 billion globally. That's not bad. The movie business is not dead. It's harder, but not dead. In conclusion, it's completely logical why Charlie Munger has negative perspectives on the stocks discussed today. Munger likes a wide moat, no-brainer business, where the economics are simple, predictable, and rock solid. In 2023, Intel and Disney do not fit that bill. Both are facing disruption and competition. Thank you for watching Dividend Data. Let's let Charlie sign this video off.
I'm glad I'm still here to do one more with you people. We've been at this quite a few years, so my best to all of you. Bye.